Yeah, the goat of Lake Stevens. So are you worried? Like, what's this lifespan of a goat?
About 5 years.
Oh, and you're already having attachment, like, right? Or no?
I think I have attachment to everyone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just who I am.
Thank you so much. I have a very exciting guest today. Of course, I always have exciting guests, but this one's so exciting. I am so happy you're here, Laycee Gwyther. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. So thank you for coming on to our BioClean Unfiltered podcast. John and I will have so many questions for you, and I want to get down and dirty with that. But I also want anyone's listening, if you don't mind, I'm going to read a little bit about you. I did visit your website, and your social media is off the chains. And we were just talking about this, and we're going to talk more about that, because I really want to know and I want people to know too what you're doing that's so great with your social media and how you're getting so viral, which we know why. It's your goat. But anyway, Laycee, to introduce you, you're the founder of Executive Beauty Suites and Beauty and the Boss Consulting. So you do some coaching as well. You teach individuals how to own, operate, and scale sustainable businesses while building confidence, leadership skills, and financial stability. I love this, what you sent me. I have to, that's why I'm reading it. Because I feel like people need to hear this about a woman entrepreneur and what you do for other women entrepreneurs. So she works closely with women, beauty professionals, and young adults, helping them turn setbacks into structure, purpose into profit, love that, and pain into something meaningful. Laycee is deeply passionate about creating safe spaces for honest conversations, personal growth, and real transformation, especially for those navigating the hardest chapters of their lives. The best lessons come from life's toughest moments. That is amazing. Mm-hmm. So I had to read that.
The podcast.
And the podcast we're going home to.
So good.
You don't need to say anything. So thank you. I really appreciate that. I appreciate the work that you do. So let's just get this started. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I feel like I'm just an average lady, girl, woman, whatever. But then,
badass woman.
Yeah. But then, you know, when people ask me, like, who are you?
Yeah.
How do you introduce yourself? I'm like, my name's Laycee G. Like, I'm just here to help. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just somebody that's here to help you grow in whatever capacity. And really at the heart of it, I'm an entrepreneur and an educator. And I think just over the years, I have found through entrepreneurship and personal development really what my purpose is, and then have learned through skill set building and connecting with people and sharing my story and getting comfortable with that, that I am that badass entrepreneur. So, you know, when I'm just like, I'm humble. Hey, I'm Laycee G. But then also at the end of the day, like, no, I'm a very skilled entrepreneur that's here to help you grow, and I will meet you where you're at in whatever capacity. It doesn't matter what business you have, doesn't matter where you've been at in your life. I help people from the ages of 11 to however old.
You do a lot. But let's talk about the beginning of your journey into the beauty industry. From what I know, you were really young as a really young entrepreneur. How did that start? How did your journey start in that?
Well, it started when I was a young child. I grew up in a lot of trauma. I have parents that were addicts with drug and alcohol addictions. And I just grew up in a really hard home. You know, I grew up in a divorced home. I spent a lot of time with my grandparents growing up, kind of bouncing back and forth. And by the time I got to being a teenager, I kind of had a F the world type mentality. Like,
teen angst,
yeah. And I just was like, I'm going to do whatever I want. And when I look back on that time, like, I started hanging out with people and started just going out and partying and having fun because I felt loved and I felt seen. And then I started, you know, kind of going down a path and using drugs. And it was quite interesting because I always had a job. I always was in school. I did well, but then I still had a drug problem. And all my friends would have a great time going out. We would hang out all the time, but I was the only one that continued that party all the time. But I was never like out on the streets. I wasn't your typical, what you would see drug addict. Like, I was very high functioning and had it all together. And then I remember it was Mother's Day that I woke up one day and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I'm going to die. I can't do this. I have so much more life to live. I had just turned 18. And I was like, I'm leaving. And I wrote a note on a Post-it and stuck it on the counter, and I was gone. I was gone for 47 days. And then I came back and
where did you go?
I went to a rehab facility.
Okay. Wow. And you yourself did it.
Yeah. Yeah. I just called two of my girlfriends. Yeah. I just called two of my girlfriends. Like I'll never, Katie and Stephanie, like I will never forget them, that I called them and I was like, I need help.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with this.
Oh my gosh.
And they took me.
Wow.
And I was gone.
Yeah.
And it went through a lot of hardship going through, detox and inpatient and the counseling and the therapy. And, it was tough. And I realized like, I have so much more of this world that I like really want to turn upside down.
Okay. Yeah.
And so when I was there, I was like, yep, nope, I'm done. I don't want to do this. And I don't know really why that, like I see now how powerful that was, but at 18, I don't know where that came from. I just woke up and I was like, nope, done.
That's amazing.
I want to be done with this.
Okay, I did not know this about you. And I love when people surprise me because that is amazing. Not amazing you went through it, but amazing to hear that because I think women, little teenager girls are probably listening thinking, oh my gosh, I'm dealing with this right now. And being at 18 and making a decision like that is huge because most don't even know how to make a decision on their own at that age. So thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Wow. I'm
very open about what I've gone through in my life. I've spoke on stage many times and I've told this. I'll remember when I very first spoke on stage for the first time, I told that story. And comes back around. A lot of things in my life have come back around ever since I chose myself over, the trauma. And I just realized like, yep, I don't want to be like my parents. Right. I don't want to live this life. Like, I don't like how they show up. I don't like this. But then I also had my grandparents. Yeah. My grandparents spent a lot of time with me. They had me when I was really young. They did everything to help their daughter, like, hey,
the best they can.
Yeah, my mom was 21.
Yeah.
Like she was young. That's young for having babies. And I could see it's hard. I don't have any resentment towards my parents.
It's funny you're saying that because I just had a talk with someone about that. Like when we're young, we're so hard on our parents. Like, you didn't give me this, you didn't give me that. And then when you get older, you think, you know what? They did the best they can. They did.
I think too, there is a difference between being selfless and selfish.
Yes.
And I have realized like when you are in addiction, you think you're being selfless by going through what you're going through, but it's selfish to everybody around you. And I think that kind of gets convoluted sometimes. And it's just taken me a long time to learn that. But I just knew like my grandparents were amazing. They are amazing. They're in the beauty industry. That's really where I got a lot of my inspiration. And so, so
that's how you got started was you saw your grandparents in this industry. Wow.
My grandparents have been in the industry for 50 something years. Wow. And so my grandfather is in cosmetology and education. He wrote the very first cosmetology book that is used nationwide. And so he worked with a man in Texas, and they had a bunch of beauty schools, and then they kind of migrated. And my grandpa provided Gene Moore as his first school, and so worked with him throughout. So there was a heavy good influence there. Yeah. But I always see it as like, I don't really think it's a celeb name drop. I'm like, I just grew up with these people. It's no big deal. Yeah. Like, my grandpa's in the industry. Cool.
You learn a lot though, I bet. And it's such great influence, like you said. But what made it seem like from that journey, because you went into you're a hairstylist and you love it. I mean, obviously, like, look at you. Yeah. But what happened? What made you decide from the chair to ownership? Like that was a thing for you?
Well, after I came back, it was really like, okay, what are you going to do with your life now that you've got this like clean slate per se, And I was like, well, I don't know, I'll work. And I worked at Subway. I started working there when I was 16. I worked there for 7 years, even through beauty school. and through beauty school and through me working in a salon, I had helped manage that store and stuff. And I learned a lot about business then. I just didn't realize it.
Yeah. Working fast food teaches you a lot. I mean,
so much about that, especially dealing with
thick skin,
everything,
work ethic,
money management, time management,
totally,
customer service, responsibility, all those things. And I really enjoyed that. And I didn't realize how big of a part that was playing at the time, because I was just so focused on like, I just want to clean up my life. I just want I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And so then I was like, I'm going to work here. I'm going to work my way up until I figure it out. And it was about 5 months later, I went out one time with some friends for a birthday. And I was like, I'll have a drink or two, like no big deal. Like I'm good, I'll just have one or two. And I'm like, and I'm driving, so I want to make sure I'm good, but I can hang out with these people. That was probably one of the, if I had any regrets.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because we left there and I felt fine. I was fine. I felt fine. And then on our way home, it's like 4 days before Christmas. It's icy out. And then we ended up getting in a car accident because there was a car stalled in the road. And when I turned around the corner and stuff and changed lanes, look forward, boom, hit it.
Oh my God.
Which I would say on a normal day, not my fault, kind of my fault, just kind of, it was a car accident.
Yeah.
But that car was no lights on, abandoned, in the middle of the road and stuff. And I, no matter what you believe, and I think everything happens for a reason.
That scared
that was a wake up
crap out of you. Yeah.
They charged me with a DUI.
Oh my gosh.
Because I was 18 years old and I blew probably 5.6, which was double the legal limit at that time. And so I got arrested. I went to jail. I had charges. My passenger fled. I was just like, what is happening? And it was, now you're in legal trouble.
So were you in jail during Christmas or were you out before? Okay.
Nope.
But still, it's 4 days before Christmas.
I got to call my mom and she got to scream at me from,
my gosh.
Here on out. And again, we say when we're young, we don't appreciate parenting, stuff like that. I will give my mom credit for one thing. She brought that car home.
Okay.
And dropped that sucker on our front yard.
Yeah.
For the whole neighborhood to see.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
And so then
love.
Yeah. And so people are like, oh my gosh, what happened? She's like, oh, she's here. She'll tell you what happened.
Yeah.
Come in.
Yeah.
She's sitting on the couch. She'll tell you what happened.
Oh my God.
And I just was like, I already know what
And you remember this clearly because it's so embarrassing for you. Like, ugh.
But I had to confront.
You had to do it.
I had to take accountability. And, coming from somebody that never took accountability, I think that's where I was like, wait a second. You and I have been fighting for years.
Yeah.
What do you mean I have to take accountability?
Now's a good time. Excellent.
But looking back,
Yeah.
I needed that. And that was a wake up call. And that was the day that I decided, nope, I'm going to go to beauty school.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going to go to beauty school. This should be easy. I'm going to go talk to my grandparents, and I was like, oh, beauty school, it's fine. We're in the industry. It'll be easy. And I got rocked with another hard lesson. So it was
Not as easy as you thought.
No. No.
Why was that?
Well, because I was almost 19 years old going to beauty school.
Yeah, right.
Beauty school is hard.
Like, yeah, you didn't want to be in
job.
school.
Yeah,
and you want to go on
1,600
fun.
hours.
Like, you're 19 and you're...
1,600 hours.
Yeah.
It's a year.
Yeah. Wow.
A year of, I did 3 days a week, 11 hours a day.
And you were working still at Subway?
And then I got a job at Jean Juarez, working in their spa.
No time to get in trouble.
That's what happened. I started really, what kind of kept me sober and kept me on the right path is that I dove in to school and working. And I think if I were to give my younger self any advice would be like, be careful of that, be careful. I wish I would have done a little bit more trauma healing, but I dove so much into working and skill set building and making money that I kind of became, I don't want to say obsessed with it, but it became a focus of like, no, I'm going to build this career. I'm going to build this career. I'm going to prove to myself that I can do it. And then that significantly benefited me in school, in the salon. And then when I left to go be in my very first salon suite and go work for myself. And so it was really that. It was like, I just don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to, and by the time I went to court, I was like, look, I'm enrolled in beauty school. I know I made a mistake. I, for the first time, took full accountability. I walked into that courtroom. It was a judge that had seen me many times. And he was like, Laycee, he's just like, you're back.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, I took full accountability. I'm enrolled in school.
Like, you're not going to see me again. This is going to be the last time.
This is goodbye.
I told him that, and I've never seen him since.
Oh my gosh.
Nice job.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't have like a lot of guidance, so I was really trying to figure it out. And then I was like, well, I don't have anyone, but I have myself.
Yeah, right.
And
That's the entrepreneurial like spirit coming out in you, though. You're like, I don't have any guidance, but I'm gonna figure this out. That's huge. Like it's in your DNA almost at this point.
And at that time I thought it was survival. I labeled it as survival. But it
really was.
Part of it, 100%, I think, was survival, trying to prove something to myself, which I think a lot of young people do, which is why I love coaching young teenagers and young adults, because I'm like, oh, I have been where you are.
You have, but a lot of people at that age don't have that in them yet to realize that. When you did very early, that's what Dawn was saying. It was already probably in your DNA.
And my exposure.
Yeah.
My grandmother's in the industry too. And she did hair competitions, and she met my grandpa.
Oh, wait, your grandma was in hair like she did the best like bouffants and stuff, huh?
She would win amazing. I'm telling you right now, my Grammy is the most
I want to see that.
amazing woman in the entire world.
So much like from your grandparents of all these hairstyles, and oh my gosh.
Yeah, just growing up.
Yeah.
Growing
that's
up
the
in
greatest. Those are the greatest teachers. Yeah.
Yeah. And then my grandma was really involved in skincare too. She really had like this passion for skincare. So she got involved and helped open and create and launch InSpa.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. It is
Yeah.
DNA. It's in your DNA.
Wait, so was your grandma at home like, Laycee, wash your face, okay?
No. My grandma and I have like a really special, she's had cancer a couple of times in the last couple of years. I walked away from our business and totally to take care of her and stuff. And I've learned so much from her to be as a woman, as a wife, as a leader, as like us talking about growing and scaling our companies. She has never given me advice on what I should do, but she's always encouraged me to go figure out what it works for me and who I am. And that is what I appreciate about her, because she never puts her personal opinion on me. She's like, look, let me tell you what life experience has taught me. Go figure it out for yourself.
Right.
And so I've really appreciated my grandparents, because they are the probably biggest influences that I've had as parents, as entrepreneurs and stuff. And my grandpa passed away a couple of years ago, and I'll never forget when I told him like, hey, we're going to open up a salon suite company. He was like, what? Okay.
Yeah.
He didn't really understand the concept.
Yeah.
Because it was so new. And it started to kind of rock a little bit of the foundation of what he has built. Because it was innovative and it was new. So it was kind of cool to see this like generational, he built the basics of the industry. And here I come along and I'm like, yeah, I want to do business.
Right.
Okay,
wait, let's talk about that, because that was my next question. So what was that mindset shift then after you're like in a salon, working as a hairstylist? Like what shifted in you like to do that, to open up suites or to do ownership in something?
I met a really cute boy.
Yeah. I lifted you on it, that romantic story. Okay, this is also a Valentine's Day special, guys, so let's hear it. No.
Actually, no, I do love him. He, I will say a lot of like my amazing things that I do, they are really not my ideas. They are people that can see things in me. And so...
Can you stop? God, that's amazing.
I met him when I was 23. So I had worked in the salon for 3 or 4 years at that point. I worked in a commission-based salon. I really liked all the women that I had worked with individually. But when you put them together, with a little bit of like lack of attentive leadership from ownership and people that ran the company, like it was just messy, and it was I loved the experience, but then also I can see this is what destroys our industry of cattiness, the bullying, the competition, you know, and I came in there like a bull in a china shop. Like, I don't give an F about you. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to show you up. And I grew and I grew fast. So it also brought more of that to me. And by the people that had been there for a long time. And so I was just like, I don't care about you. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to fill my books. I'm going to do this. And I grew fast. And within the first couple of years, I got promoted, which usually it'll take 3-4 years for somebody to get promoted. It was like 2.5 for me. And then it was about every 6 to 8 months, I was up for another promotion, and you could only have 4 before you maxed out in this salon. And I remember I had 2 in 1 year, one in the beginning of the year and about 8 months later. And the owner was like, yeah, we're not raising your prices again in the second, right before Christmas. I was like, this is a perfect time too. Like, I earned this. I hit my numbers like 8 out of 6 months, and I have done it consistently, and I'm booked out, and I want to change my schedule. And I started really asking for the things that I wanted. I'm willing to do product of the month and marketing. Like, I wanted so much more than just going in there and doing hair. And I was started to become like a haircut conveyor belt, double booked, constantly booked out. And I had kind of gone through
that's a lot.
It was a lot. And I had kind of gone through, like, I was struggling. I was struggling with the owner. He had 5
Sounds
locations.
like he wanted more than the owner did.
Well, I think maybe it is, now that I'm a leader, I see there are people that have vision. And if you do not nurture that and feed that, you're going to lose them.
Yes.
And everybody has a different vision. And if this is about a collective group, the people that are doing the work should have a say, should actually have an opinion. And I think that it was more of like, I'm the business owner and you guys are the employees, which I can respect from like a corporate standpoint.
Yeah. That's about ego too, when it comes to like the personality too. Like, maybe somebody not wanting to outgrow you. Even somebody in a position of leadership.
Maybe not like this. He took this business over from his parents, and so his stepmom had built the salon, so it was hers, and he took it over. And so I think partially he came from a corporate industry, so he was just running the businesses as a business person, and I think missed that you're dealing with
you're really hitting the ball right there, the mark, because there's a difference between corporate leadership and small business leadership. And corporate leadership is, I've been in corporate, it's so different. And it's, I'm the top of the chain to, you guys have to do what I say, these kind of things. Where it's a small business, you have to have that family feel and make sure everyone's having a voice and have their opinions and have input in what's happening in the environment. So you're definitely hitting the mark on that.
I think if corporate companies embodied that,
true,
you would see their productivity exponentially increase. But it's hard. It's hard when you get thousands of people, because you got thousands of opinions.
It's too big. But that's why I love the small business feel, is because of that intimate, talks you can have with your employees, and the things that you could say to each other and be really honest and vulnerable to each other is really important. So,
that's why we really are on the fence about whether we want to franchise our model. It's working well. We have an ability to scale it. We have scaled it. But the only thing I'm not gonna ever sign away is that the personal touch. We care so much. And we want them to know that.
What are people, let's just say your employees or us out in the public, what don't we see when it comes to owning a business suite?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because you're thinking, we thought about franchising because there's something there that you guys maybe struggle with, or what we're not seeing. We think it's so cool that you do this, but it's a lot of work.
I think the hardest part about what we do is not provide spaces. We've got that. Not provide the education. We got that. Like, we've figured out how to run our businesses. We figured out how to keep people for a long time. Like, I have almost 100 years of collective tenancy in the last 8 from the people that we have. So that's amazing statistical number for a business. The hardest part is caring more about their business sometimes than they do. And we care so much, like I said, and we will go above and beyond for anyone. And we have learned, I have learned over the last 8 years, is Laycee, you can't care more than they do. You have to be able to meet people where they're at. The minute that you care more than they do, now you're going to take it personal when they move on. And I don't really take it personal when people move on. I really don't. I know it's not about us. People grow. We are teaching. We are an incubator for people's businesses, whether they stay for a year or they go from a smaller room to a bigger room to a retail space. Like, most people will expand out of that's kind of what is happening, is that when people leave, they're expanding and they're going to larger locations. They're getting retail spaces. They're building teams. Like, that shows us we are doing our job.
You're doing your job.
So we've got the business down. It's for us on the back end is like, I make it a point to, when I walk into my building, if I see somebody, I make eye contact and I say hi and I say their name. It's something I've done from the very beginning. So now every single time somebody walks in there and sees us or sees myself or my husband, even if I'm working in the suite, they will say hi to me. That makes people feel seen. That makes people feel important. And so when we talk about meeting people where they're at, I don't have to do the work for them. I have to support them and they have to feel supported. And so that, I think, sometimes is the things that people don't see behind the scenes. You know, we wrap their door with a customized bow their very first week that they move in, and they can keep it. And it's, you know, that's a big deal. It's
I love that. I see that on your socials and it makes me feel good. I'm like, dang, I want to go hang out there. I want to get some services there. Like, you generally give it gosh darn.
Darn.
Yeah, we do. And on their anniversary, every single time we will get them like a little inspirational little plaque, flowers, and a card. And I will handwrite a card of like, thank you so much for, you know, we want to congratulate you on however many years you've been in here. We are so proud of the business that you built. You're a valuable asset to our company. And, you know, we always look forward to another great year.
Yeah.
So, I can't tell you how many times I hear like, what makes the biggest difference here? It's that.
Right. And the thing too, and maybe you can tell, because we had talked about this before. I mean, you set obviously boundaries then, because your personal mindset, your professional mindset is so different, and you switch it off when you're like, I really don't care if they move on, all these things. But I mean, how do you tell someone in your suite that is having a personal moment and you have to put your professional hat on? I mean, it's just such a mind game, right? It's like you were talking about, that you care about them. That just instantly came to my mind, because we had talked about that. I switch mine off very well, and people ask, Donna, how do you do that? And I actually can't answer that. Can you? I mean,
I need to make notes.
I think, let me think about that. I think that's what naturally led me into coaching, actually, is this business. Because my husband, I was like really struggling in a salon suite. I was like, oh my gosh, we're running a business. Like, I don't know what I'm freaking doing. Nobody else around me actually can answer the questions I'm asking. And I was like, oh gosh, we're in trouble. And I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this.
Fake it till you make it, right?
I was not willing to fake it. I was not willing. I was like, I am, for so many years, have been trying to survive this. Yes. I'm done. And I thought it was the industry. I really thought that I got into the wrong industry.
Oh, yeah.
And then my now husband was like, hey, Lace, like, if there's something out there like that you think is possible, like, you want an environment, let's go create that. And he's the one that put that idea. And we talked about it, 162 times. And I said no every single time. And then I finally one day was like, okay, two things. I will do this business and I will go down this road. Three things. Life commitment first, because we were just boyfriend and girlfriend. We had been together for 4 years. Like, okay, you're talking
in. Yeah.
I also, if you're going to make a financial commitment with someone like that,
oh, totally,
you better be ready to make a life commitment too, because the relationship's on the line.
Yeah.
And I care more about my marriage than I care about that business. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that. And I wanted to know that my partner was just as serious, especially when he was the one that was like, whatever it's going to cost, whatever it's going to take, I'm here. Let's build this for you. I was like, this man is also going all in on this. there needs to be like a strong commitment. And we had talked about it and stuff like that. It was just like, no, we do want to do this life together because now we want to build this opportunity together. So that's what really kind of married everything is not the business, but it was like he could see something in me that I was like, okay, I'm willing to do this and do this life thing with you. And so that's why I said, like, I met a boy and then he put that on me.
It sounds like your personal and your professional intertwine very well together.
I've learned to separate it.
Okay.
But over time, I also tell people, do you want my professional opinion or do you want my personal opinion? Because I will be so kind. In my professional. I'm not nice personally sometimes. Like, I'm direct. And I will tell you how it is. Not to hurt your feelings. But that's just who I am.
That's who you are.
And so I think that's a big thing when it comes to personal and professional. We're teaching these beauty professionals to build businesses that support their lives. So when we teach them, hey, this is how you operate behind your chair, I encourage them, how are you operating in your personal life? Is it the same? And if you time manage in your salon, why are you not time managing
in your personal life? Absolutely.
Life? You are trying to become two different people. Why don't you operate as one powerful individual and then walk into one room and out of another? So it's, I think, a skill that we teach, and because they are so front facing with people and professionalism and serving people, and then they can go be like, you go on my social media, I think you see more videos of me without my hair and makeup done and all this crazy stuff.
I love it.
Then not. But I think that there's authenticity around that. And that you can be both. You can
in
be
the beauty
professional.
industry, you tend to like fake it with your makeup and hair and then not being very authentic.
You don't
when
put
you
out
are
that vibe at all.
Not at all. So like, how do you, so how do you know someone's a good fit for your suites? Because I mean, I'm sure you've had tenants be like, oh, I only want to do work at like from 8 to 10 in the morning and then go home, take a nap, and then like maybe I'll do it again on Thursday. Like, is that
I say this isn't for you. Exactly. If you would like this opportunity and you're more serious about running a business, just come back.
So who is the right fit?
I think in the beginning I took anyone. Because
why not? Like, I'll take it all.
I'll take it all.
Totally.
Give me every person. Bad.
Because they affect your brand and your business. I
didn't have a brand. I didn't have a standard. I didn't know the idea. But I had an idea and I had an empty building and I had bills coming. That was my mindset as a new entrepreneur, which I think a lot of people get into. Just make the money to pay the bills. If I could go back, what is the standard? What is the policy? What is the professionalism more than just the lease agreement? So over the years, we have learned. We walk people through a tour. So we always have somebody come on site. We always will do an in-person tour with them. And when they come in, I'm like, tell me about yourself and what you're looking for. That right there will tell me if they're really interested.
Do you get a vibe as soon as someone comes in, like, I don't know, this is...
I have.
Do they do a deep internal like background before they sign? No? Okay.
You are a business owner signing a commercial lease agreement with me. I am going to be fully transparent and honest about what it takes here. We will support you, but I'm not doing the work for you. And that is really what I tell people is like, realize you're running a business. This isn't just pay a couple $100 a week and the rest of the money is yours. That's what I was told in the beginning. And it was the biggest lie that I sat on and the biggest struggle that I had to overcome. No, you're running a business here. So I'm very honest and transparent, and I can tell right away if somebody's like, oh yeah, I want this or not.
So what if someone says, well, Laycee, I don't even know how to run a business, but they have like, that's where your coaching comes in and like, I can help you. This is what we're going to do.
Yeah. Our whole building is set up to be an incubator for your business. We have education. We have a classroom. We have a digital platform. You can do in person or Zoom for every one of our classes.
This is really interesting to me because I know someone's listening. Like, I want to be in your suites, but then like, okay, let's just say a seasoned hairstylist doesn't really need the business advice. So do you charge extra for being a coach for them, or that comes with the lease?
So if you're in our building, all of the education is available to them. So we do not charge for the education. It is a resource that is available for them. Our online platform, resource for them. We have a family leave program. So we support our beauty professionals, when they have babies, we have had 6 or 7 babies born. Our beauty professionals walk out of their business for a month or more, come back and pick right back up. And they're not stressed about their business. They're not stressed about having to pay their bills because we have worked with them from the time that they have gotten pregnant to delivery to support them.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
We take those corporate benefits and we create them in resources and benefit programs for them. We also partner with a lot of, we've been partnering this last year with a lot of good companies. Gloss Genius is a software booking system for beauty professionals. So we have partnered with them. So then they can get they will get all the education. They will get a reader for free, when they sign up through our company. So boom, there is your information, there's your booking, there's your your email marketing, all in one platform available for you. The same thing with Square.
Business in a box.
Yeah. Yep. And then we've partnered with QuickBooks. So with QuickBooks, they sign up. That is their accounting software that they manage. And with that, QuickBooks will always launch education. They actually are an amazing platform for their Intuit Assist is amazing for education and learning how to do bookkeeping.
That's amazing.
As an independent person. And a lot of these new entrepreneurs don't have the capital or the funds to go pay these accounting people.
And they don't know what to do, period.
And they need to learn how to do it so they know what's being done.
It is a great platform to start out for sure. I mean, that is so did you come up with this or is this what the standard is now to have beauty suites?
This is ours. Okay. So the resources.
She's raising the standard.
You're raising the bar. Yeah.
We, as far as I know, we are one of the only salon suite companies nationwide that has an on-site learning center. Like you can come be in my classroom and learn, and it's available virtually. I record everything, and we have a digital platform that we upload it to.
Oh my gosh, that is so amazing. Especially like for those that want to open their own salon one day. This is like the best place to start.
I want to open a salon.
I want to open a salon now. Thanks, Laycee.
Yeah, and
Josh, I quit. No.
That's my husband's name too.
No, there we go. No, Josh, we have to great Joshes, don't we? Okay, go ahead.
We have this last year seen a lot of like interest in, hey, I want to learn how to run a business. Okay. Maybe not necessarily like I'm not in a salon. So we shifted this last year and opened up our education. So our classroom is now open to anyone.
I've been to her class. I'm actually buying those boards that you have. I showed my husband a picture of it. I'm like, you need to do what her husband did, please. Thanks. Because you've built a great space.
I bet he loved hearing that.
No, he's like,
that went over really well.
Yeah, no. But I did show him a picture and he's like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Isn't it the glass?
Yeah. So, I mean, you built a great building. But wait, I know we have time. I have so many questions for you. I'm so sorry. I want to get to content creating because you're so good at it. What is the one thing that's changed for you with your business, with content creating? What did you do that it like clicked?
I was part of a coaching organization for a long time. This is where I got like my opportunity to speak on stage, where I learned how to be a coach, where I had an opportunity to coach people nationwide, high-level entrepreneurs. I am so grateful for that opportunity. It came with its own challenges. The season came to an end when it came to an end, and it was a good thing. It's taken me a long time to learn the lessons from some of the hardships. But now that I'm away from that, the biggest lesson I learned is when I was in coaching and I was so open to coaching that I was open to people's opinions of the way I should be. If I wanted said success, I had to do these things. So it came more task driven, and then it started to be about the way I looked, and I have my hair and makeup done every single time.
How you present yourself, all those things.
Every time. Yeah. And I'm in the beauty industry, so I'm going to have different hairstyles.
Can't look homeless, Laycee, if you're doing content.
I think part of it, I was one of the youngest people. I was one of the first people. I did the work at such a high level and was ruthless about doing the work and what I had learned, that I had massive results, which then it became like, what do you want? And I was like, I want to help these people. That's when I was like, oh, now I want an opportunity to speak on stage. And I had to fight my way through it because it was like, oh, you have to look this way. You have to act this way. You have to do this, that, and the other. And so I did all of the things, got my opportunity to be on stage for the first time. It was in Las Vegas. I was scared because I was like, okay, I'm like looking the part. Actually, I wore this exact thing. I was like, I'm looking the part. I've got the part. I have practiced 7 million times. Like, I'm ready. And then I was like, I can't do this.
It's not for everyone. I don't like public speaking at all, but
I went out there.
It's hard.
And
you killed it.
Blacked out.
I bet you did.
I blacked out, but I killed it.
Yeah.
It's on my YouTube. Yeah. And when I go back, I occasionally will go back and watch it. And I was like, yes, that's everything that was needed for that
so you really
group of people.
Right.
But the biggest lesson that I learned is that every single piece of my content back then was within that box and structure, but never showed authenticity, never showed who I was, never. And so what has really changed for me when it comes to content creating has been in the last couple of months, actually. My husband and I were having this conversation about content and him wanting to launch, marketing stuff or possibly thinking about front facing. We're talking about cold calling and how hard it is and stuff. And I said, look, social media should not be that hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to make it my life mission to now troll you on the internet, make funny content about you.
Yeah. Your husband and wife stuff's pretty funny.
Oh, it's hilarious. But it started as like, I'm just going to show you filters, non-filters, thought out, non-thought out, makeup, not makeup. It's actually not about how perfect you look.
Right.
And that is what I learned. Like, I was trying to look the part, act the part, and be perfect to nail the opportunity. The minute that I switched and was more authentic, funny, I started showing the funny side of me. I started showing the real side of me. I started saying, hey, look, like, sis, no one's coming to save you, because that's what I was told. You're not as important in your business as you think you are. Yeah. That's what I was told. Big lesson for me. And also, like, it's okay to be goofy. Yeah. And it's okay to just put it out there. Yeah. It's my social media page. Right. If you don't like it, move on.
I'm so happy you're saying that. I know, but I'm so happy you're saying that because a lot of people do care about what they're posting out on there. And so the thing to be authentic, it is the real deal. I mean, it really is. Before it was, you're so careful what you're putting out.
Tribe, and I think that is so true.
That's so good. Yes. So also though, I wanted to ask, so how do you handle that though? Because you are pretty viral now with Mr. Pickles, your goat, who is
my
so
funny Mr.
funny.
Pickles.
I can't stop watching.
Cute. I want him to
so anyone needs to follow Laycee on her platforms, and you'll see Mr. Pickles, her goat, which she walks around in her neighborhood like a dog. He's the cutest thing ever. Yeah. And he's spoiled with his farm fresh veggies. Doesn't eat anything from the grocery store. So, but then you have your criticism, and you have we just talked about this when you came in, because it's hard. You've been, like you said, dealing with the past couple of months. You're becoming more and more on social media, viral, these things. Like, how are you handling that?
I've learned a big lesson. Like, I started putting out the funny content with my husband. We went to Mexico, and I was like, I got 10 days to just sit around and think about this. I'm just going to troll him. Poor guy. He was sick on vacation, and he's like sitting in the bed, and I was like, I set up my phone, and the music's like, dink, dink, dink. He looks up, and I fly. I run, and he looks over, and I come flying across the bed, land right on him.
I remember that video.
And he's like, what is happening? And then I go, okay, that's it.
And scene.
I shoot and ship everything one time. That is my trick around social media too. I film it one time, no matter what it looks like, and I ship it. Because if you do not get into the shipping it and get the reps in, you're never going to get comfortable in
do
what
it.
you're doing.
That's so good.
So a lot of my stuff that you see, minus the like banter back and forth with Mr. Pickles right now, is a lot of this stuff is I find an audio, or I get inspired, or like I did one with concealer, like cover up your problem areas, and it was my emails and my gaslight, and then I like tried to get my husband's face with it. Like I just try to be funny.
Yeah.
Well, what I have noticed too is that becomes a conversation starter in my personal life and business everywhere. Everybody's like, hey, you're new, like the videos, keep doing those. And I was like, okay. So then I started noticing like viewership kept going up, kept going up, kept going up. And it could be a couple hundred, a couple thousand and stuff. But the thing is, it was consistency. I was posting on my social media every day. And I was either posting something that had something to do with our businesses, something to do with the youth leadership. What am I doing? And then this is who I am actually in my personal life too. So I started to blend the stuff to kind of together.
Yes.
Then I battle with my little goat. Everybody in our neighborhood thinks he is so cute. They're like, is that a goat?
Is cute.
Because I have a pit bull. And so we walk a pit bull and a goat
in the neighborhood. And it's the funniest thing ever. And it's just like, how does she have a goat in her home? Like,
What does the dog think of Mr. Pickles?
She loves him. She's really chill. She was really missing because we put our other dog down. So we could see she was really like depressed and stuff. And then my husband for my birthday, like we came home and I was just sitting on the couch and I hear this like noise outside and I don't even think anything of it. We've got maybe kids screaming and he comes down. I got you one last gift.
Oh God.
And I was like, okay. And I open up and I hear, and he goes, and I look over and I go, is that an effing goat? And he was like, yeah. And my husband is the most calm, cool as a cucumber, docile, very well thought out man. To randomly bring home a goat was totally out of his character.
Like, it's meant to be.
It's more in my character.
Exactly. It's more your character.
Yeah, because all right, Laycee, here you go, take care of the goat.
They surprise you, though, with that.
It's been a great
back
journey.
to like the criticism too, because how like eventually that's going to get to you too.
Yeah.
I mean, it already is, I feel like, because people are mean. But you're separating yourself, you're allowing things to just shut off, but you're also, like you said, clapping back. Like, you don't get to talk to me this way.
Yeah. The criticism, like I didn't ask for my video to go viral. I literally posted that for my 1,000 followers, and I woke up the next day and it's like 1 million. And I was like, oh, wow. Like, okay, wow.
Yeah.
And my profile had already been turned on to monetize and everything through social media. And so, I wasn't really paying too much attention to it. And then I just watched it in a day. It went to 6 million and then 12 million and then 18 million and 20 million. And now it's at over 22 million, one video. And then I woke up one day and I had 7,000 notifications, 600 messages in my inbox. And I was like, nope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. I'm smart enough to know that the attention is nice.
Yeah.
But also I went in on the comments and I was just like,
right.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
People are so mean.
Yeah, they are.
I'm got thick skin.
Yeah.
Like I said,
You're doing really good with that.
But I can see why young people don't launch things, or entrepreneurs or people that are trying to go put out there, because I didn't ask for that. I just shared a funny video with my goat and so many people made it about my appearance. And so then I'd clap back and I'd say something smart back, like what's up with those fake wonky eyelashes? Just to match her fake wonky hating personality. Oh dear, those eyelashes aren't for you. Please reconsider.
Social media is like a screen. It's like people get to say those things and not held accountable for it, they feel like. So they're just going to let it all out.
Looking at women's appearance is is such the norm too.
Yes. Oh yeah. I mean, I had someone.
It's like, really?
Oh yeah. People tell me like, when I post something, I get comments like, you're so Asian, or you're so, you're fat, weird. Keep looking out. Why do you keep like these things that are just so unnecessary too, that I'm like, I don't do well with that. So I'm always like not reading anything anymore. But
yeah, I just go through and delete. And some of it makes me laugh. And I was like, okay. But then what I had noticed when I was watching the performance of my first video is every time I would comment or like or something, it pushed it. And I was like, oh, the algorithm thinks this is important content. And so then I made a video about people hating on me and was like, keep it coming.
Yeah.
And then that started climbing. And then I reposted a video I had posted prior. That started climbing. And then I had posted the pool noodle one and it went viral. If I would have stopped at people criticizing me, I would never have the experience that I have now. And I just was in the comments and people were like, do we get Pickles merch? And I was like, I can figure this out. Like all the criticism and I see one like Pickles merch and I was like, I can do this. I get on AI, start creating some AI designs based off of some photos I have of the goat. I'm like drop shipping. I know something about drop shipping. I go on Printify. I open a Printify. I read about it. I upload the AI designs on the shirt.
So exhausting, but that's amazing.
It said connect it with
you said
Etsy.
that when you come in, you're like, I'm writing on this passive income. Like you might as well.
30 minutes. I have 5 t-shirt designs at Etsy store ready to launch. And then I post on my social media, we're launching merch.
Right.
And then I launched merch. And as it started to go up to the millions of views.
I want a merch.
I just
I want to. Do you do sweatshirts?
That was my favorite
I want a
video.
sweatshirt.
Yeah, we have baby onesies. We have kids shirts.
Oh my God.
We have,
Okay, people listening, we've got to get the merch. Mr. Pickles merch.
I mean, and I did funny things. Like there's one of him that has pool noodles on his head eating a bowl of noodles. And
That's my favorite.
it says send nudes, but NOODS.
Oh my God, you did.
You know what? If you're going to hate on me,
Send
people are
news.
also going to give me ideas.
Don liked that one. She liked it.
And then I woke up with a couple t-shirt orders and a couple more and every day it's more and more and more.
Yeah.
And then I
We
open
need
up the
happiness
dashboard.
like that in this world. We got to do that more. You know,
I chose that.
You chose that. Totally.
I chose the opportunity and the good because there's so many people that were like, this guy is so cool. And then so many messages with the criticism came from, 1, I love this girl. Look at her clapbacks. 2, I think your lashes look great. 3, like, girl, just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We just want more of Mr. Pickles.
And you're focused on that.
And I chose the positive versus taking the negative.
Good
If you
for
could
you.
wear anything, I chose like, oh, here's an opportunity. I'm
for
going to
you.
wear this as an opportunity. It makes me a little bit of money now. Great. If it makes me a lot of money forever, also great. You know, like at least we will get a new
you're having
backyard
fun.
and Pickles will fund it.
Yes, and you're having fun and you're taking the good out of it, and people need this good, which you're doing as well. So
You're doing no harm. That's
doing
your
no
thing too. You have a
harm.
right to you're smart. You're monetizing it, having fun, being positive. I mean, send nudes. I'm dying.
nudes.
It's so cute.
So a few more questions I want to ask because these are really important ones I wanted you to answer. What message do you feel most called to share right now? What is your message? The one message.
Just one.
Just one. I would definitely say I think in today's world, things are really heavy. My message would be like, understand that you have a choice in what you carry.
Yeah.
And that if you need permission to clear the plate, clear it off because it's not serving you, like go take that.
Yeah. I love that. Oh my
Because I
gosh.
think we carry weights of things because they're placed on us, because we put them on there, our life experiences, all this stuff. And I think most people forget that they can give themselves permission
Yeah. Totally.
to put it down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And so in a world that feels so heavy, that feels so critical, that feels so negative, feels so unsure, like clear your plate of those things and fill it with the things that mean the most to you. And that is what has led me to be more successful. I say no to more things. I say yes to the things that are in alignment to the things that I want to do. I give my time where I feel most valuable versus just allowing everybody to have a piece of me. And that was part of that, is that lesson of like clearing the plate of like, I'm carrying so much stuff that I don't need
So
to.
that's your message right now for young women, for entrepreneurs, for us old women, all of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
We just did a leadership event with our young girls, and that's what we did. We took them to the rec room in Linwood, and we had them write everything that they're carrying on a plate. And the things that these high school girls are carrying is so, it's crazy.
Can you imagine? Yeah.
The same things that me and the other female coach carry, though, just in a different way. So we did the exercise with them, and then they got to break it. And they were so empowered and everything. And it was to teach them a lesson. And that is, I think, I was like, no, this is exactly what people go through right now. They are carrying so much that they don't need to.
They don't need to. Okay, so I have one more question, and we're going to do rapid fire questions. The last one I wanted to get from you too is because I feel like this is you now, you've built something bigger than yourself. What does that mean to you?
I think, like I said a little bit earlier, the best lesson that I was ever taught early on when I started doing coaching and personal development, at least you're not that important as you think you are. It's not that you yourself are not important, but you are not as important in your businesses, in other people's lives, in, you're literally not it for everyone.
Yeah.
You are it for you.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was like, no, this is bigger than me, because it's not about me. It's never been about me.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're in it and you're the face of it, it's hard to separate that. So when I say things bigger than me, like, we are building opportunities for people, beauty professionals, young adults, entrepreneurs, women, men. I coach men too. I have male coaching clients, and it's more about like watching people grow. That is what this is about. And it's not about the Laycee show. I'm just pioneering this ship.
I love your answer.
And that it's not about me, but it is about everybody else. And so how I can show up for other people then makes me feel important.
And that's what it means to you. Yeah. Ugh. Okay. Rapid fire questions. You're looking at me like, you too. You can answer them too. No.
What's your go-to coffee order?
Vanilla latte.
Early morning or late nights?
Late night.
One non-negotiable habit. Good one.
One non-negotiable habit. I would say date nights with my husband. We try to do those weekly.
A book, podcast, or mentor that changed your perspective. One.
I would say a mentor I had was not necessarily somebody I hired, but somebody I was mentoring. It was a teenager last summer that I coached. I've been coaching her for 5 years. And I was putting in the work. She was really having a hard time. And we put her through an experiential leadership training. And she just looked at me and she was like, I get it. I'm like worth more. And she had really struggled with things. And I was like, this is it. Like, I am here. Like, you are mentoring me, like the results are mentoring me to continue to show up.
I love that. Yeah.
It was her in that moment last summer that I was like, I'm doing this with teenagers. Like, I am for sure doing this with teenagers. This is making a difference. And then I committed to coaching the softball team, which has changed my life in the last year. So it was actually her.
That's amazing.
So you do. Now she's coaching softball.
Now she's doing teams. Guys. So here we go.
She's coaching some softball now,
leadership and development. I don't know anything about softball.
So biggest, I can't believe that business moment.
Ooh.
Pickles.
No, for sure.
Pickles.
Oh my
I would have
God.
never thought that my backyard little funny goat would turn into so many lessons. And then also I have so much gratitude for my skill set as an entrepreneur. So I've learned a lot in the last, in business when it has nothing really to do with business, but he's now a new business.
Yes, that's so amazing. One word you'd use to describe this season of your life right now?
Sustainability. Is something that we're really looking at, is like, how do we sustain and scale this over a long period of time without us having to be the energy source of that. So I think you get to a level of entrepreneurship that you're like, oh, I've reached it. I've done this. I feel successful. Now what? And it's like, let's sustain it and then scale it. And so that's what we've been doing, is sustaining our business and improving it. And then we've scaled it and have a location in Michigan that we're helping grow as well. So sustainability as we continue to grow is really what we're focused on right now.
I like that, because I usually hear people say, well, I want to scale. I think that sustain part is lost. Like, there's a bridge to the scalability part of it. Is sustaining the business itself.
Sustaining it, exactly.
That's a good takeaway for me, actually.
Sustainability is scalable.
Yeah.
Like systems can be scalable, but if they're not sustainable, the system is no longer scalable. So if you want to scale your business, go for sustainability and automation and consistency, then you will be able to scale beyond, and then you won't have to have a hand in everything because you know it will work. And I think staying committed to the long term versus the short term gain is really important in business too.
Okay.
Where do I sign up for coaching?
I know. Can we go
right now?
So this was great. Thank you, Laycee, so much for coming. You've climbed the ranks for our part 2 list, because there's so many things. I didn't get through everything, but you actually answered a lot of things I was curious about. And then also your story too, that I just thank you for sharing that, because I did not know that about you. And I'm really grateful that you were able to come on here and talk about it. So where can people find you? How can they find you?
Well, just follow me on my social media, Laycee Gwyther. Our company is Executive Beauty Suites.
We'll post this too, but yes.
And then
Where's your suites at? In
Everett.
Okay.
On Everett Mall Way. And then there's another location in Holland, Michigan. Okay. So if you're a beauty professional in the Grand Rapids area, we have a location there and an amazing team to help there. And then if you're in the Everett, Snohomish County area, we have rooms. We're looking for massage therapists, tattoo artists, permanent makeup, hair, skin,
and then
nails, barbers.
How about coaching? For coaching, they just need to get a hold of you.
Yeah, actually, if you go to our Salon Suite website, we just launched a brand new website. So everything that we offer, everything that we've updated, all of our programs benefit, all the access to the education and coaching is on there. All the information on our website.
Do you just coach for beauty professionals, or just
everyone?
Okay.
Yeah, I have coaching clients in different states now. I do a lot of virtual coaching for people out of state. I do meet people one-on-one. Later this year, we are going to launch a 0 to 100K course. So we are going to launch a course that's available to all business owners, anybody from start to 100K. What does that look like? So they
need to follow you.
They need to follow me, because we're going to start and get Pickles shirts.
And Pickles on your personal. Is he going to do his own page one day?
I can't do it. Oh my God. I should have the first day, but
Mr. Pickles is your limits, begging for his own page, Laycee.
He's going to be demanding it. He's going to be wearing gold chains and be like, I need my own channel.
We're not giving him his own channel. She's a part of my channel. He's a part of our lives, and I've thought about it and stuff, but we're already...
You're like up here.
I'm already committed to where I'm committed to. And again, as an entrepreneur, learning your limits and learning to say, oh, I could manage another social media page. I don't want to. And if it comes through me, then that's fine, because also he is the lead magnet and the visibility for me to launch all these business. He has now become a business strategy on my social media. So people are watching him, they're watching me. So then when I put out an offer, people will buy. Awesome. That's how marketing works. And so he's going to stay on my page.
Yeah, he's going to stay on your page. Well, thank you so much. Everyone, please follow Laycee, and thanks.
Yeah, thank you.